Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time you're watching this video. My name is Deco J, and I'm your host for the show Reality Circle, brought to you by Rispa TV. This is a show where we dive deep into different dimensions of life. We look at stories that are often overlooked in our society and how these stories shaping our mindset. Today with me, I have two beautiful persons that are going to discussing the topic of the day with me, and the topic is influence of social pressure on relationship choices. Now it's time to meet our guest. Drum rolls. Okay, so our first guest is a man of versatility, is a man of dexterity. Ladies and gentlemen, an evangelist of freedom, Onyeka Chukwu, David Uzochukwu, aka everything
Chukwu. Packed.
Three times. How do you
Good
do
evening, Gabi. Good afternoon. Greetings, salutation, everybody. Nice to be on your show. I'm very happy. Very happy and excited to be here.
Okay. So, even in the Bible, God created man and he saw something was missing. He decided to bring a woman. Ladies and gentlemen, we decided to bring a lady here who is also going to be joining us to discuss the topic of the day. She's an airline consultant to West African Airline. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Esther Patra Williams.
Boom.
Drum rolling. I hope you're happy to be here.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay. So, quick one. Let's dive into the topic of the day, which is influence of social pressure on relationship choices. You would agree with me, they are agents of social pressure. In this modern day, we have family, we have friends, peer pressure. Social media play a crucial role in this too. So I'm going to direct the first question to Dave Rhymes. Which of these agents do you feel plays the most important role in all of this?
Okay. Thank you for that question. I think the major agents that actually function very fast is not the one that you even get to choose.
Okay.
It's family. Family is that social agent that affects.
So you feel family's pressure is more on the relationship choices of nowadays?
Definitely.
Family has more pressure.
Definitely.
Why do you think
Of course, you're not getting married to just the woman or the man.
Okay.
They're getting married to their family too. It's more like a conjugation of two families, right? Yeah, so it's not just the two persons involved. It's more like, I don't know how you see it, but that's how African.
Okay, so let me break this down. What thing they try to talk now, we say, family, they play the major parts for to make choices for relationship. Now, family like get the major part to play. You know, if you say peer pressure, what thing they see on social media, things you consume these days also play a very vital
why
role.
I would say family, and we make I go talk family now because the good book talks say for Proverbs 22 verse 6. It talks say, train up a child in the way he go, and when he don't old,
you no go
depart from him.
Okay.
So family has the major influence on any child or any individual in the society.
But you'd also agree with me, some people they grow, they depart.
They depart because the foundation of their training no dey solid. Na fact now.
Okay. I mean, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Miss Esther, I can see while he was talking, you were nodding and smiling. So do you agree with him, or you feel there is another agent that play a much more vital role than family on the pressure of choices in relationship?
Okay, he's correct. I'm not going to dispute the fact, but from my own point of view,
yes,
I'll say society.
The society?
Yes.
Okay, why would you say the society?
Okay, in the modern world, especially in this Gen Z era, if a lady in her mid-20s doesn't even have a relationship, yet let alone even getting married or something, it's alarming, because they tend to look at her as someone
that's the society, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
They tend to know what the problem is, especially if it's a beautiful lady not getting married and she's approaching her 30s. You understand? So it's
so sorry to cut you. I mean, do you think it's just about being a beautiful lady and because you're a beautiful lady, you're approaching marriageable age, you should definitely get married. Don't you think there are other things you should look at, like character? Because I believe, for instance, let's take for instance, you as a man, you not going to marry a woman when no sabi cook, or a woman that's untidy or something. So I feel like those are some of the criteria to look at when it comes to not just saying the society is just looking at, okay, she's beautiful and she's supposed to be married or something like that. I feel like there are other things to look at on that.
Yeah,
topic.
I'm actually going to even dive to that particular.
Okay, please dive.
Because obviously, a woman's character is what defines her to be in a relationship. I mean, that's what the society looks at. So a lady may be approaching her 30s and she's not married, and people are talking. She tends to change her character because obviously, if people are saying, "Now what for this lady? She's like saying that she fine pass because a yellow." You know, conversations like
Dave
that.
Rhymes, Dave Rhymes, do you actually think she's going in the right direction, in the sense that, I mean, to her, she feels like you also said character, so let me not just base it on beauty. She said beauty, and when you're approaching marriageable age as a lady, the society tends to play more parts on your choice of a relationship or something. Do you think this is true?
To an extent, the society plays a role.
Okay.
The kind of man you should get married to, especially in status.
Okay.
Yeah. The society also plays a role in when your age, the age to which you should get married. You know, if you're up to 30 in your mother's house, you're considered that you have I don't want to use that word, but you're considered.
Shouldn't we? I think we are in an era where there's an emerging ideology that no matter the age where you for marry again, I mean, at 30
it matter.
Okay.
I think women have flowers, right? They say flower. Your particular
You are
age
very
to
correct.
where you get married.
That's true. It matters. I'm going to come to that because a lady, there are some ladies that in their prime, they always want to, enjoy life.
Yeah.
Waiting be man, I need boyfriends, sugar daddy, make her just a flex. You understand that kind of thing. But when they are getting to their 30s, they tend to see a different perspective of life, and they would want to say, "Hi, I would do well."
Okay, so
make her just marry.
So make you just marry. Then after you enjoy your life with sugar daddies and all of that, who you want marry?
I go see person marry.
Oh, really? So I mean, you feel like as a lady, you enjoy your life, you follow sugar daddies and all of that. Then, because you're approaching marriageable age, you tend to, should I say, give your life to Christ, just so you can see a young man.
She don't give her life to Christ. She give her life to the man.
Okay.
So the thing is, I won't even blame most ladies that do that, because even at their own prime, that's when they're in their early 20s, the guys are not even ready. Some of these guys tend to play with their feelings. Yes. So you can't really blame, because a lady may be serious with a guy in a relationship and the guy will be playing her. So what do you want her to do? I mean, let her give in to any guy that comes.
Oh, really?
There's no big deal. But the fact remains that she shouldn't just overdo it based on the fact that she has a family, or maybe she's from a Christian home or something. But I mean, when you're at your prime, try and enjoy life.
So your definition of enjoying life is giving in to sugar daddies and all of that. Is that what you're saying?
I'll skip the question.
Okay. Debra, what do you think?
Right now, I don't want to say in that regards, but then, I like to also throw more light in regards to what I said earlier. Understanding that family isn't just people who you're connected to by blood.
Okay.
Family is people, is an ideology of people who you gain acceptance, kind of. And usually, these persons tend to sell the kind of belief system we get to adapt to when we grow up, right? They tend to be the ones in control of the environments where we grew up, right? And these are various agents that affect, in course of getting to a relationship.
I actually believe a point you're trying to make is the society is seeing it as a normal thing nowadays that a young lady in her prime should enjoy herself and try and do what she likes. Then when you're of marriageable age, then you begin to find who you want to get married to. And don't you think it's not the society that is putting pressure on you? The time you're supposed to be serious with your life, trying to get a stable relationship and all of that, you were busy enjoying your prime. So now when you're approaching marriageable age, you then start to think the society is putting pressure on you. But these are things you should have done before.
I think one of the things that happens to young persons is the fact that they don't get to develop.
Okay, how do you mean?
Develop in the sense that you grow to know who you are truly. You get to love yourself, right? Okay. So once you don't even know your identity. We have identity crisis. You don't get to know yourself. Okay. You based off what you heard in school, based off what you've heard in church, based off what family has said. Okay. You know, we don't get to really search within ourselves to really know who we truly are, what we are meant to be. Yeah? Okay. In that regard, the pressure that comes from all of these agents, we accept them. We have not built discipline to our system to block these things off. We don't guide our heart properly. We just flow in that direction. So
okay, so Miss Esther, right?
Yeah.
I am still coming back to you on what you said earlier. Because now I feel like why I'm not disputing what she said is because I feel like it is what we consume online. Most of these things we see as normal nowadays are things we see online. We see people do them. And it is an ideology that we now begin to think it's a normal thing and that's the way it's supposed to be. But actually, how would you say social media is influencing the way things are supposed to be normally? Would you say social media is playing a very, very important role in influencing our thoughts, our mindset, and all of that?
Well, it's a two-sided. This is a two-sided question. Okay. It's a positive and a negative way. Okay. So it's in a positive way, in the sense that you are seeing some negative signs you're not supposed to, see in a relationship. Okay. On social media, maybe you're seeing two couples, they just got their bands. You don't know what they've been through before they got that bands.
So you begin to put pressure.
You put pressure on your own, on yourself,
your relationship,
and your boyfriend.
Okay.
Imagine your boyfriend is a 9-to-5 worker.
Okay. And you're pressuring him with Benz.
To buy Benz. Baby, buy me Benz. I want to drive. So that's a very negative.
Okay. So now with that example you cited, right? I feel like don't you think as a person, it boils down to blocking those things from affecting your own mindset? Because let's not lie, we are all humans, and definitely things we see, things we consume are going to shape our mindset, our stories, and how we think. So now, as a human being, what do you do if things you see online, things that are not supposed to be normal, are now becoming the new norm? How do you block your own mind from accepting or wanting to do those things? And how do they have influence in your relationship, in the sense that you tend to believe that this thing is, things you see online, you tend to believe that this thing is normal and all of that. And so I want you to briefly explain to us what you can do in a situation like that to block things like that.
Okay, good question. For me, so I'm a kind of a lady that I'm contented.
Okay.
My man knows that I'm contented. So I really don't let social pressure influence me in any way.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. I may be seeing flower bouquet, surprise birthday, and fancy dinners and all of that, but I won't let that get to me.
But don't you want that?
I mean, if my man do, I go collect.
Don't you feel like it's something he should do? At a point, don't you feel like, we're all humans, we want these things, don't you?
If at all he's not going to do anything, but on my birthday, he could organize a very big birthday for me, party and all of that. Okay. It could be a surprise, a one time in a year, something,
you'll be surprised he would not do it. Anyways, Mr. Dave Rhymes. So, what other agents would you say play a very important role in this topic, influence of social pressure on relationship choices?
There are various agents that affect.
Definitely.
Yeah, there are various agents. We have peer pressure.
Yeah.
We have religion.
How would you say religion play a role in this thing?
Yeah, religion does play this because we have religions that say you can't be in a relationship with this person
Okay.
because you are not of the same faith.
Okay.
Or most religions have that.
Okay.
I'm a Christian and that happens with us.
Okay.
You do not be unequally.
You
Okay,
become
we don't want to go
believers.
there. Not unbelievers. Yeah,
Okay.
people who do not really believe in the faith you have. So
Okay.
it would be like a wobble. So with that ideology, with that knowledge, right?
Yes.
Even if you get to fall in love with somebody or get into a relationship with somebody, you know, and you sincerely love this person, it will actually look like you are the rebel in church. Right?
But don't you think,
especially if you're having a dread or you have a tattoo, you know, some religions are against it. Some churches, if you have a tattoo, don't tell you why you with my daughter. Especially if you're in love with the pastor's daughter.
It's not even like we're not saying, not even just churches. Even the society doesn't even accept people with all of those things that she has mentioned. So, but that's one part. I'm just saying religion, but there are other agents that really affect it. So
speaking on religion, speaking on religion, don't you feel like you can, if you actually love a person, I mean, they say love conquers all things, right? Now, if I'm in love with someone, why do I have to let my religion put a barrier or something? I mean, I understand most of us are we are conforming to our religion, we are 100% devoted to our religion, but don't you think love should be enough to like conquer that? I mean,
love, like I said initially, I said family because everything goes back to family. You come into two persons can be in love and they accept whatever religion they are from.
Okay.
And it goes back to the home. The family is on it that you wouldn't accept that. You cannot. That's one of the social pressure that relationships face, right? And that people face when they want to make relationship choices. The fact that this person is compatible with me. I love this person. This person understands me and we can function together. But the family is insisting on the fact that it's either your tribal religion. These things are. I don't want to mention basis, but some persons are still like this. They are still tribalistic with their views based off what they've experienced in the past, and you cannot judge them for that. That's their heart. But these things tend to affect relationships at the long run.
Okay. So let's do a quick instance. You, Dave Rhymes, you're in love with someone that is not of the same religion.
Yes.
You really love this person.
Yes.
And I want to know, what would you do in a situation like that?
Okay. Like I said, for me.
Yes, for you.
For you. Let me say for me.
Okay.
For me, I wouldn't go into a relationship with somebody that's not in my faith.
That's not in your faith. Okay.
The same faith as me.
Wow, okay. Really?
I wouldn't. Okay. I honor the scripture that seriously to understand that this is the reason. It is not because the person is worse or bad, right? It is the fact that when we are not on the same balance, there are certain things we cannot achieve. Certain disagreements will happen.
Okay.
And it takes two people to be in agreement for them to pull through any success, anything, any idea or anything routine to a success, right?
Okay.
So I wouldn't want to get into a relationship where I am on this energy, this person is on this energy. You understand? There will be this bias. I don't want.
That's for you.
That's for me. For me.
So Miss Esther, if now you like person, you love this person, but una know they go the same. No, don't let me. You guys are not of the same religion, yeah. So what do you do in a situation like that?
Well, if he's a Christian, right? Although there's some churches I can't consider.
That you can't consider.
That I can't consider. There's some churches that are beyond my
Yeah,
consideration.
let's leave
For
church.
my
Okay.
own safety.
Yeah.
But for a Muslim, it's enough for me because that's a very abstract something for me.
Okay, that's for you.
For me.
Okay,
But there are churches I consider.
No, let's leave.
You know.
I mean, so what both of you are saying is
In essence.
in essence.
In essence, what
You
I'm-
don't ask whiskies and terms. In
before
essence.
you summarize what I've been saying,
Yes.
I want you to really understand what I'm saying, because
Okay.
what I'm saying is my belief system
It's different.
is, I can't even as a Christian.
Yeah.
If you do not believe in the faith that I believe, you don't have the complete knowledge of what I have,
Okay.
and you're not even willing to learn. You feel like I would not get in that relationship.
Okay. Now let's look at it from another angle. Yeah. This is your own personal perspective. Don't you think? Let's leave society. Let's leave religion and the rest. Don't you think? In making a relationship choice with your own perspective, you're putting a pressure on your own self.
For me, I'm not. For me, I'm not.
You could see it as pressure, but then it is what is even taking me out of the pressure that I will face.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's what
Okay.
to keep me out of that pressure that will come out of that whole relationship. It can be toxic, because imagine that I am praying as a believer. I'm praying the Holy Ghost. And you don't even believe in that kind of thing. It will be scary to you, right? It's just like you coming to a native doctor that is pouring incantation, and it's not something that you're accustomed to. You react, right? So for me, I wouldn't want to put both of us in that situation. It's thinking ahead of time to avoid.
Let's leave religion aside. Now let's go into family.
Yes, family.
You have a particular tribe in Nigeria, and you would agree with me. Most of our parents, or let me use the word some of our parents, are still tribalistic. They be like, they don't want you to marry from another tribe and all of that. Yes, in this gen.
I was told by one recently like that.
Oh.
A person told me that
Okay.
we cannot get married to an Igbo person.
Okay. So
And Igbo.
in this Gen Z era.
Yes, this Gen Z, yeah.
Exactly. So
Because her father seriously does not want that.
and to you, let's take a quick instance. Let's reverse the case.
Crash this part out, please.
Let's reverse the case, right? If you were to be in a position where you have to decide if you're marrying from another tribe or not, what would you do? With family pressure of don't marry from here, but you're in love with someone from there, what would you do?
Like I said, what I hold ultimate is my religion, my faith.
Yes.
My faith governs how I think, how I react as a person.
Over the family.
My faith.
Yes.
And any person who acts in my faith is my family.
Okay. So that's your own perspective.
That's my perspective. Just like Jesus Christ said, when he was teaching, he came and said, your brother and family is outside. He said, whoever does the will of the Father is my family. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
So, in that regard, my faith is what is more important, not where you are from on earth, because my faith makes us come from the same place.
Okay.
Yes. We are from Zion. Yes, my faith makes us come from the same place.
That's nice. Okay. So I believe you would have to go in suit, right? Or you have a different perspective.
She's actually wearing a suit, so
she has to go. You get. So you have to go in suit.
For me, I have to talk to my family, because if I love that boy, they have to love him. Because we didn't want me to settle down for someone that I won't even have to be in a relationship with for a year, or they just need to align with me. So I have to talk to my family, and then they'll align with me for me to be with that person.
What if your family, they don't agree? You know, get what you wanted them, they no agree. No.
I'll get married, and after I give birth, they'll accept the child.
What if they don't accept?
My father will be the grandfather, and my mother will be the grandmother.
I mean, if they refuse to be the grandfather and you can bring it to my own parents, I'm sure they would agree to be the grandfather and grandmother.
That would be good.
Anyways, Dave Rhymes, before we let you go, and this applies to you, Miss Esther, too, I just want to know quickly, what ways do you think we youths of this era can, what measures can we take that can reduce, or, because I don't want to say stop, because it's really, really hard to stop pressure. There's no how you won't see pressure on social media, online, peer, or whatever. So what measures can we take to reduce these pressures?
Okay. There are several ways.
Okay.
You can seek help, a therapist, yeah, a counselor.
Before you go further, you and I know say Nigerians know you like go therapist, please.
You can't.
Because they talk saying na gist in 1 year. Before you know that they don't use your matter at one movie.
Now why you be lie, but then you when you talk to counselors are professionals, right?
Okay.
They wouldn't disclose. I think they wouldn't do that, but you have pastors. That's why at the end of the day,
I like the fact that you're always making reference to your religion.
I have
Exactly.
to
He's always making reference to the
I have to come there
religion.
because that's where the essence of a man is, right?
Okay.
A man is first a spiritual being before he's a physical being.
Okay.
And so, if you have to handle these things, we're in the physical world, right?
Yeah.
But don't forget that there are things that happen in the spiritual world.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for me,
Yeah.
I first of all believe that you have to accept the truth
Okay.
into your life. When you do that, you get to learn his ways. That's for me how I handle these pressures.
Okay.
The Bible said in Romans chapter 12, verse 2, it said, be not conformed to this world, but be
Hallelujah.
transformed by the
Hallelujah.
renewing of your mind.
Hallelujah.
So it's coming from the Bible, but then
Yeah.
it deals with our day-to-day life.
Okay.
Imagine that you are passing greasy stuff through your sink, your kitchen sink.
Mm-hmm.
With time,
Yes.
it will clot
Mm-hmm.
in the pipe,
Sure.
right? So what would you do at that time? You're advised to use maybe hot water or you call it plumber to plunge
Yeah.
it. You need to plunge it off. Now, that is what your mind does when it assimilates these belief systems from different angles, ideologies from different places. These are the things that actually make people get into social pressure. First, is the fact that there are a lot of distractions everywhere. There are a lot of ideologies. There are a lot of beliefs people have. And social media is even making it easy that we are seeing it all at once. Unlike when our generation, I don't know that our generation, I don't want to sound old, but growing up, man, you don't have phone. You can't communicate. Yes, you don't even know. You have to read books. And the information in books are quite, organized in the fact that from one syllable to one syllable, one chapter to one chapter. But
like social media,
it's just an open book, bro. You just come out and you're seeing everything. So I think that what anybody can do, once your mind is clogged with all of these distractions, is to come back to the factory that produced you.
Which is God.
Yes, I'm a mechanical engineer by study.
Yeah.
And I know that once a machine has fault, you will take it back to the mechanical workshop to fix it. Because the producer know where the manufacturer know where the problem is, right? Mm-hmm. But you trying to fix it, you might at the end of the day condemn one part. So I think it's renew your mind.
Nice.
Study and read.
Mrs. Esther, so what do you think are ways we can what measures can we take to curb the pressure of society on or social pressure on our relationship choices?
Okay, just like you said, it's a relationship which involves a man and a woman.
Okay.
So for me, the first thing is communication, right? The man and the woman, they have to talk. Mm-hmm. These are the things that are going on. Can we afford this? They should have that conversation.
But then, una still talk say understanding girlfriend no dey pay again. Which girl won't call the follow you dey talk? Can we afford this?
That's why you need to know the kind of lady you go for.
As a man, you need to know the kind of lady you go for.
You should know the kind of lady you go for.
May no go the one we go. Okay.
And I would say contentment. You need to be contented with what you have.
As a lady or a guy?
As a lady.
Okay.
I mean, men.
But every human being is supposed to be contented. Men have to be based on.
Men don't have so much issue. I'm a lady and I can testify. Women, you see a lady buying the latest iPhone 16. My man needs to buy my own. So you have to be contented. I think contentment is one thing for the ladies.
Okay.
And for the men, you need to close your eyes. Because when you see a lady with big bum, you start pressurizing your girlfriend. You go do BBA. That's things you see on social media. So contentment is one thing for me. And communications.
Okay.
It keeps you going in the
relationship. Sometimes you have something to say. Because I saw you were thinking when she was saying that.
Yeah. But the way she was sounding is like
Okay.
it's supposed to be a normal norm for a man to really do all these things, like, and then it's a normal norm.
Sorry, I'm cutting you short.
Mm.
Show me a man if he likes that a bum or a lady's breast. Choose one. Even you as a man, I know you've been talking about the religion. You don't.
No, I mean human. No, I'm guy. Let me desire the flow through my veins.
People see it on social media.
No.
Like saying,
Yeah, we see it on social media,
of course.
but you just you don't catch me go right. You
Okay.
don't catch me really. I was trying to say something, but you just took me off guard.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Anyways, thank you for coming on the
Yeah.
show. We actually appreciate your insights on the topic of today, and we hope very soon we can have you here again. So, to our recording and performing artists, Dave Rhymes, thank you very much for coming.
thank you, guy.
Miss Anditun Esther, a consultant in a travel airline for West Africa. We thank you for coming too.
Thank you very much.
To our viewers at home, you've heard what they said, and we would want you to also drop your thoughts in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Reality Circle, and my name is Deco J. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you.